We're here from Ace.
I'm Bastet. I'll be running your operation to investigate the unusual occurrences that have been happening everywhere recently.
Stay out of Antiborough. Stuck in time loop.
I guess it's a ghost plumbing situation.
Bastet has got us out of a lot of problems, but I don't think she can get us out of this one.
It wasn't all the bodies. There were 2 bodies.
Everyone else just got disappeared.
I went missing for a while and I lost my brother. I don't know where he is.
Oh, that's my mother. Oh dear.
It's the same mother that you keep describing as tyrannical and horrible.
Have to practice ritual fight with brother.
Ellie, can I make an insight check of myself but in real life?
To Deck of Many Aces, an actual play podcast made by actual asexuals. We are a group of people who identify as somewhere on the aromantic and/or asexual spectrum, playing D&D 5th edition with a twist. Every character's past, present, and future is based on a card drawn from the Deck of Many Things, which I saw in the flesh for the first time yesterday.
Woo!
And I did lay out everyone's past, present, and future on the floor. It did take me a minute to remember Delphi's and Morgan.
Nice.
We were discussing this when we were at Dragon Meet, and Ellie could not remember the cards, and I was like, oh, this is going well.
Well, the thing is, I can remember what they represent really well, but I couldn't remember what card they were. But then I couldn't remember Morgan's past card, and I was like searching through the deck, and I was like, I don't understand why it's not coming up. And then I realized it's because it's Eiriol's present.
Oh,
it was already out.
Oh, fun.
That's fun.
I didn't know that.
I don't think. No, I didn't know that either.
I think I've explicitly said this, haven't I?
No. Oh.
Yeah, I thought you'd explain. Well,
it's out there now.
I think we've been given the information separately. Like, we've been given Delphi's past and present and Morgan's past or present, but like we hadn't been like, that's the same.
No.
Some very clever listener probably has.
Yeah. I don't think I knew Delphi's present card.
Shout out to our very clever listener. You know who you are. We have multiple probably,
yes.
I hope. But
everyone that listens to our podcast is incredibly clever and smart and sexy.
Yeah, and some of you have even started to guess what the plotline might be, but I'm not going to tell you. Good guesses, everybody.
I have a full conspiracy board somewhere in my flat.
Fantastic. Good. As I should expect. Anyway, I am Ellie. I use they, them pronouns, and sometimes she, her. I'm still figuring it out. And I will be your DM today, your demisexual mime. Before we started recording, Eiriol called me a twink mime because I'm wearing all black. Get us cancelled.
You're also wearing all black so that you can go and be a puppeteer after this, so it's like the closest thing to mime.
Yeah, it is. It kind of is.
Well, mime doesn't involve props, like...
No.
Pretty notably.
Yeah.
That's why it's
famously
close.
And also mime is very reliant on facial expressions.
True.
And I have been told, do not smile, do not emote, because otherwise people will look at your face.
That's the puppet's job.
Yeah, that's the puppet's job.
Challenge for you.
In this puppetry thing or in general? Do not smile, do not emote.
Puppetry thing. That's so mean.
I am the most cancelable and emotive member of the podcast.
She thinks that Coolsville sucks.
Is that a challenge?
Ellie's laughing because they know it's true. I use she, her pronouns, as does my beloved Tohsya Atherdale, a party battlemaster fighter and wild magic barbarian.
Ooh.
She killed a bunch of seagulls. She feels pretty weird about it.
Yeah.
Don't do that to us, please.
Hello, my name is Chloe. I play Raina Riftwood, the Tabaxi Bard and Rogue, or Brogue for short, and we both use she, her pronouns. And the only thing that's wrong with Raina is the fact that the person she entrusted to look for her dear beloved brother seems a bit sus. It's fine.
Yikes. Yeah, all good.
I'm Eiriol. I play Delphi, the Growfoot Warlock. I use she, they pronouns, and Delphi uses she, her pronouns. I don't have any fun fact. At all.
Suspicious.
That's fine.
Delphi is a completely normal and ordinary boring tree person.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Ignore all the other stuff that's happening. And it's perfectly normal.
Pay no attention to the grow folk behind the curtain.
Well, the grow folk's not the problem, it's whatever else is behind the curtain. Hi, I'm Katie. I play Morgan. Morgan is a wizard, and she's got an exciting new wizard spell to try out.
Wizard spell.
Wizard spell.
Yeah, it's called Wizard Spell.
Okay, oh yeah, that's everyone.
Yeah. We had so much shenanigans.
The fifth beetle needs to... No, wait, there's six. The sixth beetle.
Nate and Will aren't here anymore.
I was going to say, I was like waiting for a Nate or a Will.
Yeah.
They're not here anymore.
No.
Tragic.
No boys allowed.
Gross.
Yeah.
Nate and Will are part of the girls.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Girls non-gendered.
Is this how we're doing gender theory now? Is our radical
Yes.
new political take?
They're the girlies.
I think that girlies and lads have the same energy, just like one is just a bit more masculine and one's more feminine, but they're both non-gendered.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is gender?
I am not a lad. I am a girly.
Can you not be both?
You are a little lad. How dare you?
I am a little lad. I'm a little lad, or I'm a laddie. I'm not a lad.
You're a
you
laddie.
know? It's not
Yeah.
by itself.
I feel like I'm a lad by itself, but I'm not a laddie, definitely
Okay.
We can explore the complications of British gender identity
not.
in other ways.
Another time. So what happened last time?
I killed seagulls.
Dream.
In a very unusual move, I haven't taken any notes since episode 74, according to my book.
You just went, nothing interesting's happening here.
You guys are taking notes?
The end of my notes is just Abelev.
So we had a really weird dream where Bastet contacted us and was like, people are listening, so I can't talk to you via Raven/Crow. I forget which Corvid we used.
Raven.
If the Sims, like friendship up and down level symbols could happen in real life, the like negative trust loss symbol would have just appeared next to Tohsya's face when Bastet was talking for that entire conversation.
She acted.
She's getting out of here, yeah.
Very much as a political person.
Yeah.
We were all just like,
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no, she's a capitalist.
You mean you didn't get that hint from her when she said to Tohsya, you're less expendable than the rest of the party?
That was, I think, before Tohsya's had a real emotional pivot in the past 4 or 5 episodes about like trusting authority and structure in her life.
This is true.
And after that kind of discussion and sort of exploration on a personal level at the home front, to then turn around to an authority figure she trusts and admires and be able to see the same behaviors and attitudes, I guess.
Ooh.
This is stuff for the talkback that we can, you know,
Yes.
go do later.
Yes.
But
True.
I think we all kind of, after engaging with various power structures and feeling distrust in them, whether that be with the elves or in Antabra or in Gairmarus, have now kind of seen Bastet, apart from Delphi, have seen Bastet in a new light.
I think Morgan was always like... Well, Morgan's got her own opinions.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
And then we talked about if we wanted to leave Gairmarus. I believe Bastet told us we were going to Brore, and we had reason to go to Brore anyway because Felicity had written a letter to Morgan. So we talked a bit about what was going on in Gairmarus. Tohsya was ultimately like, I think we're okay to leave as long as my brother's still here. I'm worried about him with the cult stuff going on, but he specifically told me to back off and that he has it under control. And I feel like interacting with it any further will...
The things 15-year-olds have never been incorrect about.
Never.
But she feels like interacting with it any further will damage her relationship with him, and so she is not willing to do that. So is worried, but is tentatively leaving.
What could possibly go wrong?
Don't kill my brother, Ellie. And then we all went and had a little walk or did some shopping, which is what we're about to do again, some more now.
Yeah.
Shopping.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of things above pod that we've got to kind of get through. We've got some loot stuff. Delphi's got a thing. Is there anything else that we need to do before you head to Brore?
Nope, not for me.
I don't think so.
Okay, let's start with loot then, because I feel like Delphi's thing is going to take a considerable amount of weight.
Tohsya obviously wants to say goodbye to her brother and her father and her uncle, but that can be, like, off pod.
Yeah, that works. So Raina and Morgan, in the couple of days between you heading off to Brore, you take a time to finally look through the stuff that you sort of grabbed from the Aboleth's lair super quickly.
Treasure!
Morgan, the thing that draws your eye is some kind of wizard staff.
Stick?
It's a big stick. You're not sure how the Aboleth would have used it, but they do have like psychic powers, so I guess potentially through that.
They just found it, like a dragon horde. Aboleth horde.
That too. So yeah, it's just like some kind of powerful stick.
I would like to pick up the stick.
You pick up the stick and you feel a strong magical connection to it, the full properties of which we have yet to determine fully because it's very, very powerful, and I think maybe too powerful slightly, but you definitely feel like your magical potential will massively increase by using this.
Do I feel like I have a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the staff?
Yes.
Do I feel like I have bonuses to my saving throws and spell attack rolls?
That's still up for discussion.
Does it feel like I have access to many spells that I never had access to before?
Yes. Power. Isn't it nice? Power! Wizard with a gun and wizard with a big stick is just a bit scary. But we'll figure that out.
I can't use them both at once, really. It's going to be either or at any given time.
No, that is true.
Challenge accepted.
We'll talk about how that plays out properly in more detail when we both have time.
Well, when we get to combat, eventually. Probably not this episode, I'm guessing.
But before we get to combat, so they don't have to make decisions, like, on the fly.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, that is when it will next be discussed, but I got a stick now.
Raina, you find a strange book, a tome. It's slightly slimy.
It has been underwater for a while, so...
Underwater and in the Aboleth's lair. It looks like it was sort of magically protected from the water, so that wasn't the problem. It's more that it's got, like, Aboleth gunk on it.
Ew.
And it's called How to Win Followers and Enthrall Cities.
Without really trying.
Oh, gosh. yeah.
Without really trying. You gonna spend some time reading it?
Yeah, I think Raina sees that title and is like, I dislike this title very much, but feels a bit compelled to it in some way, and would read it anyway.
I've got creepy talk.
Definitely fine, nothing going on here. Also, I will check that Morgan doesn't want to keep any of the Aboleth junk for like weird alchemy or something before I dispose of it.
I'm sure I will look all of it over and I will probably take some, but I probably won't be mechanically useful at any point. Morgan might take some anyway, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, add psychic phlegm to your bag. Like, I don't know, like, ugh.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage.
Psychic phlegm.
Psychic phlegm actually slaps. Delphi.
Yes.
You gonna go get a tattoo?
Yes.
Oh, you picked a tattoo?
Yeah.
I love it.
Ellie gave me 2 things.
I gave you 2 things because everyone else chose major items and you chose a minor item, and so I was like, to balance the books, I will give you 2 things.
Yeah.
Because I'm real nice.
You are very nice. And you gave me 2 very fun things that I'm going to abuse.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing is because everyone was like, I'm gonna pick something to up my stats. I'm gonna pick something to make me better in combat. And you were like, I'm gonna pick something narratively funky.
Yeah.
I literally texted my home game with Tohsya's character sheet being like, what is the best magical item for me to power game with?
I googled
Nice.
5e wizard magic item very rare.
I sent 2 items to Ellie and I was like, this one is really like mechanically good and the other one is just kind of fun. And I was like, the kind of fun one is not fun enough.
Yeah.
No.
That's fair. I was like, none of the mechanically good ones are actually that good for warlocks. Other than
Fair
the
enough.
ones that are like, this has 20 charges, you could use 5 of them for this. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that. That's way too much thinking.
That's wizard
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already have spells. I don't need a magic item to make
Yeah.
it more complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Warlocks are not built for optimization, they're built for flavor.
Yeah.
That's true.
Flavor!
Hard anti-optimization.
They're built for Eldritch Blast.
So, can I ask what has compelled Delphi to go and get a tattoo?
I don't think they were compelled. I think they were walking along and they saw a shop and went in it, and it was a tattoo shop that did magical tattoos.
Sweet.
And they were like, do you want a
Yeah.
tattoo? And I was like, what's that?
How does one tattoo a tree?
Yeah.
I think the tattooist who's like a gnome, like, sees you and, like, rubs her hands together and is like, well, this will be a challenge.
Yeah. It's like, how can I do this?
So, she issues you with a tattoo. Where are you having the tattoo?
I didn't decide this.
You didn't expect me to flavor your loot, did you?
No, not in the slightest.
I'm sorry, but the first thing that happens when you say your character's getting a tattoo is what's a tattoo and where is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the thing. They go, where do you want it? And they go, you haven't told me what it is yet.
The gnome, like, pulls up, like, pictures and, like, you know, like, designs and stuff. Because Grow folk have tattoos in their culture. I remember you saying that.
Glowfolk have body modification, but I don't think tattoo is as much of a thing. The traditional tattoo doesn't work in the same way. I'm sure people get it, but it's like not the same thing. So they put bits of metal underneath their skin and like carve up their skin to make cool patterns rather than.
Cool. Yeah, probably if you explain this to her, she'll find like a way that works that is like a middle ground between what the Grow folk do.
Yeah, there's probably a patch because Delphi is like silver birch, so patchy skin of silver birch.
pale.
So they're like,
Yeah.
here's a bit that's light, I can put it on there, and like it will look very, very bright compared to the like barky texture that's a bit too textured for it.
Presumably on the not infected.
Not the infected part of the arm. That would be a silly thing to do.
Oh gosh, gotta explain my weird infected magical arm to the tattoo artist. Oh, what a day.
No, they're just like, do my right shoulder, which is left arm is bad arm, right arm is good arm.
Yeah, what does the tattoo look like?
I think it's a really elaborate pattern, so it doesn't have like a specific look. It's very wavy and like there is a pattern there, but you're like, it's not a regular pattern, so you kind of are like, your brain wants to like create a regular pattern out of it, and it's like, no, there is like this subtle adjustment as it goes through, and it looks very complicated, but in a way that's like, it looks like the wind. No, I don't know. It looks cool.
That's so Delphi, for God's sake.
Good luck, fan artists.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Anyone want to have a crack at that? Go ahead.
It looks like a picture of a person who has a tattoo on them, who's made out of hands.
You're the worst.
I'm trying to make the most complicated artistic thing to draw. Yeah, it's just
hands.
thousands of hands over Delphi's skin.
Oh no, that's horrible.
Yeah. And then feet as well, because no one asked for feet.
Eldritch nightmare. AI could never, you know?
Yeah. It's actually just AI art that they put on. Like,
if your tattoo is done by an auto-gnome, is it AI art?
Oh my god! Yeah, I think she finishes the tattoo and you've been kind of like chatting all the while. She was like, you've been my most interesting customer of the day. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it.
cool. I think they get up and they don't realise it's a magical tattoo. So they activate the powers and they are suddenly... What's the thing? It's Ghostly Thorn, where I can move through creatures and solid objects as if they were difficult terrain.
Cool.
So they just walk through the door.
Oh,
this is a very Delphi thing.
Oh, Okay.
So this tattoo makes you intangible.
For a turn. So it's not long, but I can do it 3 times a day.
Cool.
As you sort of reform in the alleyway, you see at your feet a small black handkerchief, and you can see it's fallen out of the pocket of somebody who's walking up ahead.
Cool. I pick it up. This is how I get my other item.
That's theft.
Great.
Yes. Well, I was gonna get the gnome to give it to you, and then you walked out the shop, and I was like, okay.
I mean, they can run out and give it to me.
Nah, this is better. Tell me you haven't found something cool on the street and been like, mine now.
Yeah, but it's normally like a leaf or a stick, not someone's actual property.
Pound coin.
We live near a corner where people like drop furniture they don't want constantly. It's so good.
That's
Only if
great.
it's good furniture.
It usually is.
Yes, this is your other magic
This is my
item.
other item. I can't figure out how Delphi does it in a fun narrative way. Delphi, it's a portable hole.
Oh!
Yes. Yeah.
It's a 6 foot wide circular sheet, so I have a small pocket that I can just be like, where's my stuff gone? Pulls out the portable hole and like starts rummaging through a 10-foot pile of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's
love
great.
that you could have picked bag of holding, but you were like, no, that's
No,
too
that's
easy.
so much more boring than portable hole. Like
Portable hole.
portable hole's so much more fun.
I agree.
Yeah.
Bag of holding, you reach inside, it gives you what you want. No, I want a
No.
hole.
You want to be able to jump in and like rustle around all of your things.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, I want to be able to, like, you can just, like, hang out in there for no more than 10 minutes, but you can hang out in there.
Are you sure you don't want to swap to being a genie warlock?
Well, no, Delphi can hang out there infinitely because she doesn't need to breathe.
Oh.
Oh my god! What have I done?
You've made a Delphi-sized pocket bag that, like, folds up into a handkerchief that Delphi can just sit in there forever.
We have rope trick now.
Yeah, but it's
basically.
portable because rope trick isn't
Yeah.
portable.
I mean, I could have just learned rope trick, but yeah.
Rope trick is limited time
I know,
and
it's
not
limited.
portable. Whereas this can go anywhere with anyone. You could put me in someone's pocket.
Delphi has a timeout quiet space.
Yeah. I have 2.
Oh, yeah!
One has possibly an evil entity in it, though.
Yeah.
This one could do.
Next time that we think that Delphi might murder somebody, we go, no, Delphi,
In the
time out
hole.
into the portable hole.
Yeah.
Take some deep breaths.
Hey, it's my hole. I get to decide who goes in it.
It's your hole, it was made for you, is it?
I'm resting this back. On topic. Last but by no means least, Toz.
Yeah.
Maybe the morning after your little seagull incident, and you're in your room, and you get a knock on the door.
Oh, hello. Yes, I will stand up and go to open it.
It's Megan.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my dear. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. We're probably heading to somewhere Brore soon. Just getting all our bits
Right.
together.
Oh, of course. Oh, well, in that case, I'm really glad I caught you. I wanted to say, well done, very good effort in the fight the other day. I thought that it might be worth, well, if you want to come with me, I thought maybe I could give you a wee parting gift.
Okay, yeah. I think after everything that's happened, Tohsya is like a little wary, but she's happy to go. But she's, mentally kind of on guard.
Because you're being taken to a secondary location.
Yeah, I hate secondary locations.
I mean, it's a secondary location, but it's not too bad of a secondary location because you go to the library and then you go down into the basement to the sort of the archive section, and then you go down another couple of levels until you are at the door to the royal vaults of Gairmarus.
Oh, wow.
And she cranks open the door and pushes it open, and she says, well, I thought you fought so admirably the other day that I thought you're likely to be facing great challenges out there as an adventurer, that I thought, well, all of these things are down here collecting dust, and well, I wondered if it might be worth you having this. And she leads you through like various family sections until you get to the Affidales.
Mhm.
And she says, "This cloak was your grandmother's, I believe. She fought and killed a displacer beast. And, well, I know it's a bit gauche to do so now, but back in those times, they would wear their kills as a mark of what they've achieved. But your grandmother, she managed to do something better than that. She managed to harness some of the displacer beast's power into this cloak. It might serve you well in some of your journeys." And she hands you this cloak.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is incredibly generous. Did you tell my father that you were bringing me down here?
Well, I didn't feel that it would be... Well, your father knows, but your uncle, I didn't feel like it would... He's got enough on his plate.
She visibly relaxes a little bit.
The running of the city, yes. But your father approved. He thought that anything that would stand you in good stead. It's not that we think you need it, it's just, every little helps.
You're right. And I think she's gonna hug Megan.
Aw, yeah, Meg hugs you back. You have acquired Cloak of Displacement.
Yay!
Yippee!
Yay!
Now Toz is impossible to hit.
Well, until someone does, and then I'm very easy to hit. Basically, my thinking behind this, as your local power gamer, is that if I reckless attack, people get advantage on attacks against me, which this cloak will basically cancel out until someone does hit me. It just means I have to front load reckless attack.
Yeah.
People have disadvantage on attack rolls against you until you take damage, and then that stops working till the end of until your next turn.
Yeah, exactly.
So straight rolls.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
It's really it stacks really well with rage and reckless attack specifically, which is why I took it.
Nice. Cool.
Hey everyone, it's just me interrupting your podcast listening to tell you all about our Patreon, where you can get access to all of our bonus content, both past and future. You can get access to side quest episodes, our 30-minute talkback episodes, table talk, or you can chill out with our cast cozy corner. You could even get a seat at our monthly one-shot table. Plus, all of our patrons are shouted out at the end of every episode. There's even stuff for free on there. So go to patreon.com/Deck of Many Aces and get exploring. Today's promo is for Travel Tales from Beyond the Brochure. Join the Barefoot Backpacker for a look at lesser visited locations and venture deeper into the history of those places in general. Visit barefoot-backpacker.com for more info. Roll the trailer!
When I was a little girl, I wanted to be an explorer. I was gutted when I realised that the world had been pretty much thoroughly explored already, and there wasn't much left to discover.
Are you looking for a travel podcast that adds a sense of realism into tourism?
Borders. Always an experience.
One which looks at lesser-known destinations.
I'll be completely honest and say that I'm an awful travel blogger because I've never heard of Vanuatu.
Which isn't afraid to tackle deep and divisive issues.
I don't think there's a country which is completely innocent regarding its history.
And which asks the important questions.
Do you want to try every toilet in every country in the world? Do you want to eat crickets in Asia? What do you want to do?
I'm the Barefoot Backpacker, a middle-aged Brit with a passion for offbeat travel, history, culture, and the whys behind travel itself. So join me as I, with the help of my online friends, tell you travel tales from beyond the brochure.
As a travel blogger, being honest about my experiences is really the only duty I've got.
Available wherever you get your podcasts from.
Actually, before we go on to Delphi's thing, I think I'm just gonna fill you guys in on some stuff that you would see in Gairmarus in the sort of day or two that you've got in the city. You know, you're all out and about, shopping, preparing, getting all the necessary materials, and you would definitely see by now a few newspaper articles coming through with the headline, Opulensis dead.
Whoopsie!
Who's that?
If you took the time to read any of the newspaper articles...
Yeah, absolutely, I will.
Yep.
It would say, beloved politician Lyra Opulensis found dead in city power plant. Ongoing investigation into who is responsible, although the current suspects are a Mr. Jeff Tando and Steve Sly. Tando and Sly's petrified bodies were found at the scene of the crime alongside Ms. Opulensis' pet basilisks. The murder is thought to be a response to Ms. Opulensis' refusal to increase pay for power plant workers following an industry-wide strike. Ms. Opulensis leaves behind no successors and in a shocking turn of events seems to have bestowed her inheritance to her long-serving assistant, Mr. Vega Camarillas.
The snake! The snake!
He got his way out of that absolute...
Ellie, I can't believe you've done this to me.
It's good for us. It's good for us.
Yeah, this is great for us, and it keeps the time loop, you know, looping.
Well, we gotta respect the time stream.
Because he needs to be a big rich guy for everything to happen that has happened. So, honestly, net positive.
I don't think helping Vega Camarillas is a net positive in any way. I'd rather destroy the universe than help that man.
If I went back and murdered Vega Camarillas in cold blood, would you just collapse the space-time continuum around us in revenge?
Yes, they would. They'd do it.
I think that's the end of the podcast. Don't do that.
I mean, I'm not going to answer that.
Don't do that. Morgan will try and stop you if you do that.
I will say, do you guys recognise the names?
They ring a bell.
I don't.
Jeff and Steve.
Morgan might. I don't know whether Morgan should or whether this is a Katie failure.
Are these patrons? No.
These are the guards that you charmed outside.
Yeah.
Jeff! Oh no, not Jeff.
Yeah.
My favourite character, August. Bingus.
Bingus? Not Bingus!
Didn't I name Jeff on a whim?
He was kind of a douchebag. That's fine. I feel morally okay about this.
He wouldn't take my bribes, so...
Yeah.
How dare he not be bribable?
Oh, how dare he!
Yeah, deplorable man.
Hey, while we're in Gairmarus, can Morgan happen to stumble across any copies of the Truth Teller?
Oh my god.
That's the thing. What does the Truth Teller article say about this?
The Truth Teller says... Well, it's got a couple of headlines. There's Opulensis Ghost Murderer with 3 question marks.
Cool.
And there's also Are Arrow Ace behind politician's demise?
Ooh.
Cool.
See, I think both of those are too correct. They're too close to correct.
This is the thing, is broken clock, you know?
The kids are alright. Kids are doing alright.
Yeah, no, it's like our Arrow Ace part of this. Arrow Ace are obviously a secret government organisation to kill people who know the truth. They are obviously aliens and like...
Yeah.
It would be like Arrow Ace are trying to control governments by disappearing politicians because they are secret lizard aliens trying to take over the world. Like,
yeah,
it'll
exactly.
be right, and then the justification will be wild.
Yeah, Tohsya's attitude is like the fact that something fairly accurate is in the Truth Teller is actually great for us because it makes it less credible.
Disreputable, yeah. Exactly.
I think maybe was trying to link the electricity situation in Navrosh to whatever secret power source is being used to power the moving cities, and she was assassinated by Gairmarus because she was too close to figuring out how to make more moving cities.
She knew too much.
It's not a secret power source.
It was a secret glowing rocks.
Gairmarus runs on clockwork, you guys.
Yeah, clockwork.
No, it runs on secret nuclear power, Am.
Clockwork is definitely capable of doing this much stuff.
You could be a ghost!
Have you not read the Truth Teller?
Yeah, it's pretend. It's pretend.
Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Alright, I'll stop talking about my blowbow now. By the way, Morgan has been spending some time in some libraries in Gairmarus and spending some more time in some other libraries, and has let you all know that whenever you want to go to Brore, it's ready to go whenever.
Yay!
You'll also be delighted, Morgan, to find out that the convention in Brore is the Annual Spacetime Convention.
Yes!
This year's theme is Crisis.
But Ellie, is it actually in Brore, and is it actually now if it's the Space-Time Convention?
Oh, boo, yes.
It was also last week in Navra.
Don't be stupid, yes. Delphi, I believe there's something you've wanted to do for a little while,
Yes.
and we've not had the chance.
Delphi's gonna hunt down Raina.
You're hunting me down?
Yeah. So Delphi's decided to kill Raina. Delphi's gonna find Raina. Probably just, when they're hanging out at whatever inn they're staying in, whatever. And is gonna go, I think I have a way of getting information about your brother.
You do?
Yeah. But it's complicated. And...
Complicated how?
So basically, I need to cast a spell, and you need to ask the questions to whatever answers you.
What is answering me?
We'll see, right? But something will.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Alright. Will it lie? Could it lie? Do you trust it, is what I'm asking.
I trust it to do something. I don't, it won't hurt you, it shouldn't hurt
Delphi,
me.
you're not exactly filling me with confidence, I have to say.
It definitely won't hurt you, and it's a shot, right? It's something.
Yeah, yes.
And it shouldn't lie, there's no reason why it would lie. Why would it lie?
You're saying this to me?
Yeah.
Notorious liar.
No, but you're not, it's not going to be the same as you, right?
I would hope not, if we're looking for answers.
Yeah. Okay, we can do it now, if you want. It'll just take a bit of time.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah,
So just think of, questions. Oh, they have to be, from what I understand, it has to be, yes or no answers.
Right, okay.
Yeah, right? That seems fine.
Totally fine.
So Delphi sits down and is like, hey, just sit down. I will start doing the things. And you'll be able to tell when you can answer the question.
Alright.
And Delphi sits down and takes out the crystal and puts it in front of them and starts turning it in very precise manners, moving it in space in these very specific ways for a couple of minutes. And then, after a bit of time, they stop, they hold it in a place, and then they take their hands away and it's just sitting there in space. And then they start doing it more and more and more until with more and more movements, it seems like it's getting harder for Delphi. They're having to, wrench it round through space, even though it's just sitting in the air in front of you. But if they're moving their hands through the space, it's not like the space is becoming thicker, it's the crystal is resisting what they're doing. And they do that for 10 minutes.
While Raina's just sitting there getting more and more nervous trying to think of questions.
Oh no, sorry, not 10 minutes, just 1 minute.
It's a minute, yeah, that's fine.
It's a ritual, so you can take 11 minutes to do it, but we're not doing that. Oh, just before Delphi, Delphi's on the last couple of steps is oh, by the way, you get 5 questions, and then goes.
Well, disappears or?
No, they wrench it the final time before they go into the.
It might be worth rolling that intelligence saving throw first and foremost, my love, so that we can find out if this works.
Yeah, this is the thing. I know what spell you're casting. But you didn't warn Raina of the actual consequences. All you said was, it's a bit complicated.
It's a bit complicated. It'll be fine.
Totally fine. That'd be smart.
Oh, no!
No!
Oh, I need to look at my... It's a saving throw. Okay.
I can't win in a fight against Delphi.
No, it's fine. So I didn't pass. I have a +10 to that saving throw, so just a reference, I didn't pass a DC 15 saving throw with a +10, so we're doing well.
Man.
So did you want to retroactively invite Morgan to this, perhaps?
No.
Nope. We've made our bed.
Bardic inspiration was right there as well.
So it was.
Raina would not do anything. She hasn't been told this is happening.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's too late now. Well, I mean, to be fair, you can try this multiple times, can't you? You just long rest and recover.
I mean, I could try it 3 times a day. Like, it's not...
Not if you're insane.
But also, narratively, I feel like that's bad.
So what spell is this again?
Contact other plane.
Yeah.
Contact other plane. Raina, as you're sat there kind of like wringing your hands, watching Delphi do this, trying to think of what questions you might ask, Delphi's head snaps back and you can see a dark purple fungus spread from under her shirt, like all the way up her neck and across to her other shoulder, and she speaks, but it is not her voice that comes out, and says, "Oh no, little one, that won't do. The pins are still shifting after all." And then Delphi slumps in a heap.
Delphi! I run over and like try and shake her, and I'm like, Delphi, wake up!
She is very unconscious. She's out of it. And Delphi, you find yourself in your workshop. But when you blink, it's like you can sort of see past it, and you can see you're standing on a long bridge in a vast cavernous space that is a dark red. But the workshop is still there. It's kind of like every time you try and focus on the bridge, it's gone, and it doesn't let you kind of focus on that. And you hear the words that Raina heard. The pins are still shifting.
And Delphi's still in the space and able to do things?
Delphi's just, in the space.
I think in like an attempt to see the actual space that they're in, rather than this workshop, they like try to fully unfocus their eyes and like completely ignore what is in front of them visually.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying as hard as possible to not think of what they're seeing.
I'd like you all to know that when Ellie started describing the horrific things that were happening to Delphi, Eiriol had a big beaming grin on their face.
You're going to take 15 psychic damage.
That's fine. That's nothing.
That's not too bad.
Which is actually like a crazy low amount for this spell. You can't. When you unfocus your eyes, they get really wet and you start crying, except when you wipe your hand, it's just purple in your hands.
Great. Well, this is fun. Probably shouldn't do that much. Maybe do like once more, twice more.
Like literally the least stressed response to...
I think Delphi's like, this is bad. Delphi's very aware that this is bad. But also, there is nothing that they can do right now.
Yeah.
It's like when you're sitting in an awful situation, you're like, you know what? I've just got to deal with this. And then afterwards, it's not going to be a fun story. It's going to be a story, though.
This might as well happen.
You try and leave your workshop, but you can't. It's like you're sort of like physically slammed back into the space.
Great.
So what are you going to do while you're here? Just sit on the floor?
Meditate.
I think they're going to have a look at their workshop and have a look at the books that are on the shelves and see like how good... Because they were always aware that this wasn't their real workshop, but now they know it's just like a falsehood of what... Like, it's a nice looking picture for them to be in while they're here.
Yes. It's the angels coming in humanoid form so that they don't
exactly.
scare.
It's just like meant to look pretty for them. But they want to see how detailed that prettiness is. Are the books like actually books, or are they just like a block of book that you can't take off the shelf?
God, that's such a Delphi thing to do.
Actually books.
Yeah.
Like, are the words in the books really language, or are they just random smudges?
Yeah, and they would have had plants in their workshop. Are the plants from the last time they've seen them? Do they look like they've grown? Do they look like they're different? Is this a real plate that they have placed over the top of the real place, or is this a fully fake place that they have created?
Roll me an investigation check.
Oh, it's great. Oh, yeah, I think that's a 22.
You couldn't have got that for the other roll?
Yeah. 22, baby.
Nice. I think with a 22, as you're sort of inspecting things, you look at your plants and you've got perfect recall, right?
Anything in the last, 12 months.
You can see these plants have grown, but they've also shrunk. And as you look back and you think about all of the times you've been in the workshop, you think that they are essentially in the process of growing and ungrowing whenever you're here. So they're in this sort of transitional phase where they are growing and getting bigger and leafier, but they are also ungrowing and getting smaller. And it sort of depends on wherever you are and whenever you come into the workshop, you come in at some point in that loop. And it's so infinitesimal and you're always in here for such a short period of time that you don't really notice until you compare all of the times that you've been in the workshop. And then with the books, they're all very real books. They've got real titles, they've got real chapters, real notes that you have written. But if you really focus on them, try and sound out every single word in a really slow, deliberate way, they all read, I am the lock and the act of unlocking the unending bridge to light. I am the lock and the act of unlocking the unending bridge to light.
Oh. Including my notes?
Including your notes.
Okay.
That's fine.
Actually, in some of your notes, you have written words that you recognise. The phrase, but that is not enough alone. Pins must. Time. Rock and sinew. A deadly is wrought.
Now, where have we heard those before?
Isn't that the ones that were on the rock?
Rock puzzle, rock puzzle.
It's not the same words. It's the opposing, or not part of the opposing word. Right?
Some of them were the same.
I mean, I'm not expecting you to answer this, Ellie, because that would be giving away the game. I would need to, cross-reference them, but...
Well, I've got my notes here.
Oh, do you have it?
From the very beginning.
We love that organisation.
So there's been 2 times that Delphi has gotten words before this. One time when it was on the stones in the desert, and one time where it was on that arm, and I can't remember that one.
The pillars say, the south one says, you found enough, a deadly. West is alone / time. I don't know why I've written it differently. North is, you found, but that, pins must, and rock. East is not, and sinew is wrought. So I think that's some of those.
But it's a partially opposing section of riddle. And then there's a third one that I can't remember at all, and it's somewhere written in a chat somewhere.
I don't remember that bit. Don't know where to find that.
So you do spot a couple of new phrases, or new to you. The lock, the key.
Yeah. Pins must, right?
A line. Quartz. To help fix. And bone.
Delphi, looks around a bit more, but it's if this is an infinitely looping facsimile of their workshop, that it doesn't truly, exist and is only a falsehood for the actual space that they exist in, they don't really care about investigating it too much further. It's just a place, so they're just going to wait it out.
Cool. We'll pop back to Raina very briefly before the end. Raina, Delphi is just completely catatonic at your feet.
I mean, at this point, Raina knows that casting Cure Wounds probably is not going to help, but I would probably still try Lesser Restoration just in case. I assume that wouldn't work. I don't think that specifically wakes people up.
It's got to be Greater Restoration.
Yeah, I don't have that. I chose Mass Cure Wounds instead. So
probably for the best.
I could have also got Greater Restoration, but I didn't. So there we are. Yeah, I will jump into action. I'm going to go wherever the nearest place is that I can get some water or something to chuck over her head.
Yeah.
I don't know about magic. I don't know what's going on. I just know how to wake up unconscious people, and it's throw cold water over their face. That's how we do it on the ship.
Yeah, nothing happens.
How long is Delphi out for then?
Day.
It's until you finish a long rest.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just out for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I chuck this water over Delphi's head and I'm like, oh, come on. Delphi, wake up!
It's time to get a wizard for help?
Yeah, I run and get Morgan. And I'm like, Morgan! I'm like, knocking on her door. Morgan!
I'm actually in the library.
Okay, the library then. I'm knocking on the library's door really loudly, shouting, Morgan! Being really annoying.
Hey, Raina, what's up?
You gotta come out. Delphi,
You're not supposed to talk in the library.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Shh.
I don't care. Why am I Scottish? You spoke Scottish to me and my genes just went, here we go.
Morgan comes along. So what's happening? What's happening?
You've got to come. It's Delphi. She's I don't think she's dead. She's unconscious, but I don't know what happened. She said,
Delphi isn't breathing, for reference.
I don't know that, do I? I'm like, Morgan, she's not breathing. I think she's dead.
I run faster.
She said she was going to contact something and that it was going to...
what?
I was going to ask questions about Seth, and then she said, it's a bit complicated, and then she just said, she said something about the pins are shifting, and then she, but it wasn't her voice, and then she went all purple and she got unconscious.
Wasn't her voice. Okay, what did she say about the spell? What did she tell you about the spell? It was a spell, right? It was a spell.
It was lots of crystal moving, and that I had 5 questions, yes or no answers to ask about Seth.
Asking who?
I don't know. Delphi said I don't know. I assume it's the thing that she keeps saying I don't know about.
Can I do an Arcana check to identify this as the Contact of the Plane spell, because it is also a wizard spell?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
That is a 4, but it's plus something. It's plus 10. 14?
I don't think you know that spell.
I don't know it, but I've been reading wizard books all week.
Yeah. I set the DC at 15 for what it's worth.
Does she have advantage for library?
Advantage for library knowledge?
Sure.
It's another 4. It's fine. No, I'm gonna really rack my brains. I'm gonna rack my brains a whole lot. Really, really rack them, and I'm gonna chronal shift to think better. It's a 7. 7 plus 10. 7 plus 10.
There we go. Yeah, that'll do it. Yes, you suddenly, in a flash of insight, remember that Contact of the Plane exists. You've never thought it particularly useful before because you have divination. Yeah. So you're like, I can talk to all the gods I need. Why would I talk to a weird creature thing?
Okay, I think I remember. So it was just a minute to cast, was it? And then, okay. Yeah. I poke at Delphi.
Already tried that.
Nothing happens. She appears to be dead.
Point a knife at Delphi's neck and see if she does anything.
No, nothing happens.
I look at Delphi's eyes.
Raina is presumably beginning to lose faith in you.
I think I know what this is.
Yeah, and when I see her point a knife at her, I'm like...
I just see if she reacts, and the answer is no, she's not reacting. I think I know what this is, and I think if we, make her go to bed for a day, it might fix itself. Or we might want to get an actual healer.
Right.
I love the idea that you're like a Victorian doctor that's like, yes, I know what it is.
Bloodletting.
A witch has cursed her.
Got ghosts.
She's got the bend.
Nothing beats comedy of the podcast of Katie so desperately wanting to be in the scene, immediately flubbing it and not helping at all.
But also, you would look at a dead body that's not moving, not breathing. If you knew how to take her pulse, you could take her pulse and feel her heart beating. But that's about it.
Oh, yeah,
Would you know that, though?
I don't know if I know how to... I'd say, yeah, maybe... Hey, Raina, possibly we need a healer.
Okay, all right, I will run to wherever I can find a healer.
Meanwhile, I get out my weirdometer.
I am very fast.
You are so fast. You, run to a local healer's place, a healing place.
I want to very quickly establish a Gairmarus canon, if Ellie will allow me, which is that whilst this is an incredibly capitalist society, everyone is getting hurt from duels so much all the time that healthcare is free and accessible.
Yay!
Okay, what about the components that healing requires?
Government funded, baby.
People are just getting in so many duels all the time. Ellie, it's up to you what you want to do with that.
We're not going to question the economy of healing right
Yay!
This is not the time.
Also, no, I hate this because Am said that to me with the most, redacted eating grin. Like, as if she knew that I'd just been Googling, how much does Greater Restoration cost?
Also, if you guys do get hit with a bill, I'm basically a princess. No, you don't.
Are you going to put us all as +1s in your health insurance? Next up, Delphi has to fake marry for tax benefits Tohsya so that they can use Tohsya's princess health insurance.
Let's get the healer before we talk about how much it costs.
Also, we are all quite rich at this point.
Yes, a concerned and free and National Health Service healer comes along and says,
It'll be 8 hours before you're seen.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, you sit in A&E for several... No, because in fairness, Delphi might be dead.
Yeah. This is like the equivalent of phoning an ambulance.
It only takes 2 hours. And, yeah, she comes along and she's like, ooh, what has she done to herself? I'm going to roll a nature check.
Nature?
You're a tree.
You still have blood.
Also, nature is like a...
There's medicine. That's a specific track.
You could roll medicine.
Yeah.
I forgot that existed. I forgot that medicine's a skill in D&D.
The doctor could roll medicine.
Nature, that's the thing that you do to heal people, right? Wait, no, we got a naturalist. No!
Because I have never played a character where I've been like, medicine is important. I'm always like, someone else will figure that out. Yeah, she quickly establishes that it's normal for you to not be breathing and therefore not so bad. And she's like, right, okay. And rolls up her sleeves, mutters under her breath. And then she is going to cast Greater Restoration on you, Delphi, freeing you from your mind palace.
Deck of Many Aces is Am Chisholm, Eiriol Evans, Ellie Webster, Katie McLeod, and me, Chloe Elliott. Special thanks to our patrons Nate Scott Jones, Ouroboros, EK Green, Space Ben, Callum D, Ebad, KP, Steph Burke Stellier, and Sarah. You can find us wherever you get podcasts and on social media at Deck of Many Aces. Best places to find us these days are Blue Sky and Tumblr. Everywhere else is a bit of a hellhole, let's be real. Or you can come and join our Discord, newly opened to everyone for free. So check out the episode description for the link to that. Plus, you can get loads of bonus content on our Patreon, so go to patreon.com/Deck of Many Aces to check that out. This podcast's original soundtrack is written by me, Chloe Elliott, and if you enjoyed it, you can find it on SoundCloud and on music streaming platforms under my name. If you'd like to hear our voices elsewhere, you can find me and Am on A Rendezvous with Destiny, a Bite Marks actual play podcast. Plus, check the episode description for the link to Ellie's mailing list to find out all the creative projects that they're up to. Well, that's it from me. Have a nice week. Bye!